Hey, good morning. Now today we're going to talk a bit more about the market research, and what's important about market research more than anything is asking the right questions. Now, talked a little bit about that yesterday and about Henry Ford, and what was so important about him is that he associated himself today, and about Henry Ford, and what was so important about him is that he associated himself with so many people that could answer any question. And you're only going to get that sort of information from your market. Now, it sounds strange, I know, but if you've ever gone on a copywriting course of any description, and I don't know whether you have, but especially with John Carlton, he speaks about this on marketplace all the time. Where do you get your information? Most of the top copywriters throughout the world will tell you the same thing. It's always in the market. Now, give an example. If they're spending 3 months or 2 months or whatever on their campaign, as an example, they spend 2.5 months of the 3 probably on the market, finding out as much information as possible, because that's where you're going to get your hooks. That's where you're going to get your taglines. That's where you're going to get the really good sentences and powerful, what they call power words, that are really going to give impact to what you're trying to achieve. And I'm talking about this for every single industry out there. You know, you can think of whatever industry you like, and there is always a reason that there are certain people in your market that do better than others, and that is because they understand the marketplace so well. They understand what the language as an example is the way people talk in their business, in the industry. That's really important, and that is something that you can only learn by finding out through your own investigation, your own conversations. I give an example, that one-legged golfer as an example. John actually found that himself purely and simply by he was in a golf club, and he was interviewing someone, because that's another thing you should do, interview people. He was asking questions, and he heard about this particular golfer who was on one leg, and he was actually blowing people away about how he hit the golf ball. So straight away that went into there, ingrained into his head, and thought, oh yeah, I could use that later on. And eventually he's used it for the star quality ad that came out about the one-legged golfer, which to me it's just one of those supreme headlines, and it just works so well. But he would have never found that out if he hadn't have looked at the marketplace. And that's why I keep telling you, keep going on and on and on. And I may sound like a drowned rat or a broken record, if you want to call it that, but it's so important. It is just the most important part of your whole setup. So if you're brand new and you've never done anything like this before, and you pick a niche that you're confident that you think, oh yeah, I'd like to do that. Maybe it's a hobby that you're very interested in. Maybe it could be anything, fly fishing. It could be snooker, pool. It could be football. It could be anything. It could be ballet. It could be an opera singer. It could be you want to teach people how to become better if they're suffering from, depression, anxiety, things like that. It doesn't matter what it is. You just need to know that market inside out, back to front, left to right, better than you actually know yourself. And there's only one way you can do that, by asking questions. And there are so many questions. My suggestion is this: get a blank sheet of paper, and just write down question after question after question until you start finding and fine-tuning your questioning. Because I could tell you all the questions to write, but that's not going to help this. And this is what we need to get going. We need to get that to a stage where you understand what questions you're asking, the reason you're asking these questions, and how it's going to benefit you. So I hope that's good for you today. Please tell me, give me some feedback. Let me know how you're getting on with your daily routine. Let me know how this is impacting you if you're doing it, because it's really important for me to get some feedback, because I want to understand what's going on and find out more about what you're interested in learning about. And if I can give you that experience, then I will do as much as I possibly can, of course. You don't know everything in life, but if you can put some form of understanding to it, that's great. All right, well listen, I've got to go. I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye for now.